we are fighting for freedom, then how can we fight for them at the same time? It's not possible.
If they burn you, will try them again.
IGP condemns killing of officers, security threats, and other investigations, and heightened security.
The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Wednesday denounced the killings in the southeast over the group's agitation for secession.
So all the making of young widows is condemned in its entirety. I don't want it. I don't want anybody to die. Yes. We are fighting for freedom, then how can we fight for them at the same time? It's not possible. We want people to be free. That's what we're fighting for. Nothing more. We've suffered a lot in Africa. I don't know if you know that. Africans have suffered. From slavery in Arabia to slavery in Europe to slavery in America. So I think we should focus our time and devote it towards making sure that this continent stands up to what God promised it is going to be. And that's why we're doing what we are doing.
He also appealed for an out-of-court settlement of his ongoing treason trial by the federal government. The IPOB leader, who has been in detention since 2021, following his rearrest in Kenya and repatriation to Nigeria, made the appeal on Wednesday when he appeared for the continuation of his trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja.
Are you seeking an out-of-court settlement with the federal government?
It's them that is holding me. They should tell me what they want to do with me.
No, it's a direct question.
Yes.
Sir, are you seeking an out-of-court settlement with the federal government?
I can't seek what I didn't initiate. They are the ones that kidnapped me and brought me here. So it's whatever they say that will happen.
But your lawyer is trying to move Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act,
yes,
which calls for negotiation. Are you in line with that?
I reminded the judge of powers.
I think it's the judge's powers. I don't think it's within his powers. It's for the judge to decide.
Okay, so would you want the judge to decide that?
Yes. It is up to her discretion to do that.
Okay, but now she has sent you to the AGF. So how would you explore that particular position of the court?
Well, the prosecutor who is prosecuting by fiat is not opposed to that. He too said we can go to AGF, and we are saying AGF can also come to us. That's correct. So that means they are open to the prospects of reconciliation. That's what the law says.
He's actually quoting the law, what the law says.
Yeah.
Not me.
Thank you very much, sir.
The viral video clip on Wednesday captured him denouncing killings in the southeast, fueled by IPOB's agitation for separation of the Igbo from Nigeria. In a conversation with his lawyer, who pointed out to him that he needed to speak up to stop the killings, Kanu said, "I condemn any manner of killing. Every manner of killing I condemn in its entirety. I want people to understand that IPOB was founded on a non-violent principle, and we maintain that up till this very day. Some of these soldiers, we are told, are also our people, and the families are now in mourning. All the making of young widows is condemned in its entirety. I don't want it. I don't want anybody to die. We are fighting for freedom. Then, how can we fight death at the same time? It's not possible. We want people to be free. That's all we are fighting for, nothing more. We've suffered a lot in Africa. I don't know if you know that. Africans have suffered from slavery in Saudi Arabia to slavery in Europe to slavery in America. So I think we should focus our time and devote it towards making sure that this continent stands up to what God promised it's going to be." At the proper court proceedings, Kanu, through his lawyer Aloy Ejimako, informed Justice Binta Nyako and the prosecuting counsel Chief Adegboyega Awomolo San that the defense wants the case settled out of court. Ejimako complained to the court that the Department of State Services, which is keeping Kanu in custody, had not fully complied with the orders of the court to allow the legal team unfettered and free access to the defendant in order to prepare him for his trial. The lawyer complained that Kanu's cell was bugged by the DSS, making the lawyer conscious during their meetings. He added that this has led the legal team to resolve to initiate contempt proceedings against the Director General of the DSS for refusing to obey the court order which had directed the DSS to grant Kanu an unbugged safe room space for meeting with his lawyers. Ejimako asked the court to, on its own, evoke Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act, which he stated provides for reconciliation and facilitation of amicable settlement in criminal or civil matters. He said he had previously discussed the proposition with the prosecution counsel, who had told him the proper time for such an issue had not come. The federal government's lawyer, Awomola, however, told the court that it was not in his place to seek an out-of-court settlement of the matter. Awomola told Kanu's team to approach the Attorney General of the Federation on such issues, as the power to grant such resides with him. He noted that the AGF was the one with the power to approach the court for an out-of-court settlement. The prosecutor stressed that he did not have the order of the federal government to embark on such a negotiation with the defendants. I told him to go to the Attorney General of the Federation, who has the power. If he is interested in negotiating, he should go there. His office is just there. Awomola made this known. In response, Justice Inyako said the court had no proper with Kanu's prosecution for an out-of-court settlement and advised him to approach the AGF for the possibility. She, however, ordered the DSS to provide an unblocked space for Kanu to meet with his lawyers each time they were at the facility to prepare him for trial.
Lie.
But now they lie for me.
Now lie you they lie. Yeah, now lie. Why you run? If you try am again, na me go wound you. Wallahi, owó sọ fún ọmọ pé kò fún 500 naira. Kò tẹ̀ wọ́n lọ́yàn. Lálẹ́ àná, if they burn you well, na me go treat your fuck up one night. If they burn you well, try am again. Ó dùn mí fún ọmọ yóò sí mi báyìí. If they burn you well, try am again. Owó sọ fún ọmọ yẹn lálẹ́ àná. Ẹ lè imagine, kóhun fún 500 naira, kóhun tẹ̀ wọ́n lọ́yàn. If they burn you well, what? If you say not be this thing where you carry, I for trick your fuck up, olórí burúkú, olóṣì, olórí burúkú lélẹ́yìn now. They burn you well, try am again. Just try am. They crack. If they burn you well, try am again. Olórí burúkú wèrè. Olórí burúkú mà lélẹ́yìn. Ó ní kóhun fún ọmọ yẹn 500 naira. Kóhun tẹ̀ wọ́n lọ́yàn.
Good day, my name is Solomon Wade-Jobi, the Force Populations Officer of the Nigeria Police Force. On Rivers unrest, IGP condemns killing of officers, security threats, and other investigations, and heightened security in Rivers State. The Inspector General of Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, IGP Kayode Adeoluegbeto PhD, NPM condemns in the strongest terms the recent outbreak of violence and subsequent breakdown of law and order at various local government council secretariats in Rivers State, where supporters of two political factions clashed over the tenure of local government council chairmen, which unfortunately led to the tragic death of a police officer, Inspector David Ngbada, and Samuel Nwigwe, a vigilante member at Eberi Omuma in Omuma local government area of Rivers State. In response to these heinous acts, the Inspector General of Police has directed the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, CP Olatunji Disu, to heighten security measures across the state and institute thorough investigations into the killing of the police officer and the vigilante operative, as well as the general violence which erupted in the state. The Inspector General of Police has specifically deployed operatives of the Force Intelligence Response Team (IRT) to assist the Rivers State Command in apprehending the killers of the police officer and the vigilante member. The IGP seriously warns individuals and groups of people who have a penchant for senseless attacks and mindless killings of police officers and other security operatives across the country to desist forthwith, as the fullest force of the law will be meted on them. The CP has also been directed to focus on increased patrols, strategic deployment of officers, and enhanced intelligence operations to prevent further violence and ensure the safety of all residents. The IGP extends heartfelt condolences to the families, friends, and colleagues of the deceased police officer and the vigilante member, noting that their dedication and sacrifice in the line of duty will not be taken for granted. The Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria calls on all residents and political stakeholders in the state to exercise restraint and seek peaceful means of resolving differences. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the day.